requests.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I call the September 16th hybrid special administrative meeting of the Board of Commissioners to order. Commissioner Barbara Baca is excused, and I believe Commissioner Benson is on his way running late. But we do have a quorum to get the meeting started, so we'll go ahead and get going here. We'll have a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Frank Baca.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. Madam County Manager, are there any changes or additions to the agenda?
No.
Commissioners? No. All right, you have an agenda. We'll go ahead and open up for public comment. Julianne, is there any public comment?
There are no signups today. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. That takes us to item 5, our one and only action item today. Madam Clerk, could you please provide a resolution number for item 5A?
Yes, Mr. Chair, that number, I believe, is AR 2025-996, but you want to, is it over there? Is there there's, I think so. 2025-96? 93, I apologize.
Getting ahead of ourselves here. All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. And so with that, this is going to be the property tax mill rates for tax year 2025, and we have Deputy County Manager of Finance, Shirley Reagan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Shirley Reagan, Deputy County Manager of Finance. The presentation is up. The Department of Finance and Administration of the State of New Mexico sent the property tax rate settling order to Bernalillo County on August the 28th, 2025. A revised copy was sent on September the 3rd, 2025, correcting a rate for the Middle Rio Grande Conservancy District. In accordance with the NMSA 7-38-34, the Board of County Commissioners is mandated to issue its own written order imposing tax rates in conformance with the amounts in the order from DFA within 5 days of receipt of the order. Therefore, the Finance Division is recommending the approval of the administrative resolution acknowledging receipt of the State of New Mexico Department of Finance and Administration orders setting property tax rates for the 2025 tax year. On the next slide, just a few frequently asked questions that come up. What is yield control? It's a statutory intent to prevent extraordinary tax increases in response to property reassessments per NMSA 1978, Section 7-37-7A and 7-37-71. Voting for GO bonds. In Bernalillo County's case, the debt mill rate has remained steady at $1.26 since 2014. The county plans bond elections carefully to ensure that approving new bonds does not require the increasing the debt mill levy rate. A value freeze only protects the assessed value, not the tax rate itself. Taxable versus net taxable value. Taxable value is 1/3 of the total assessed value. The net taxable value is the taxable value minus exemptions such as head of household, veterans, etc. This net taxable value is the amount used by the Bernalillo County Treasurer to calculate the tax that individuals pay to Bernalillo County and others on their tax bills. The next slide. The residential tax rate for 2025 is $41.31 cents, and the non-residential rate is 44.962. As I had stated earlier, the rate for the mill levy, debt mill levy, is $1.26, and it has been affirmed. The county has maintained this rate since 2014, which I already said. Additionally, the following rates for the Middle Rio Grande Conservancy District is 6.069. The Central Tri-State County Soil and Water Conservation District, formerly known as the Edgewood Soil Water Conservation District, is 1.00. The AMAFCA or Albuquerque Metropolitan Arroyo Flood Control Authority is 0.85, and Ciudad Soil and Water Conservation District on this tax certificate is 0.25. The next slide, some items to note is that the overall tax values have increased by 6.88%, and the residential values have increased by 4.33%. The overall residential tax rate has changed by 0.222 mills or $7.40. However, the Bernalillo County mill rate has changed by 0.047 mills or $1.57. The next slide talks about the non-residential values, which have increased by 16.51%. The overall, decreased by 16.51%. The overall non-residential tax rate has, let me back up. I'm messing myself up. The non-residential values have increased by 16.51%. The tax rate, however, decreased by 1.473 mils or $245.50, and the Bernalillo County mill rate has decreased by 6.682% or $113.67. The mill rate is the tax rate. It represents the amount per $1,000 of assessed property value, which is calculated on the amount of the property tax. The last slide, once the resolution is approved, a copy of the order with the certificate of the rates shall be immediately delivered to the Bernalillo County Assessor as required by NMSA 7-38-34, and a copy of the property tax schedule prepared by the assessor shall be delivered to the county treasurer on October 1 pursuant to NMSA 7-38-36. The treasurer prepares and mails the property tax bills by November 1st pursuant to NMSA 7-38-36. The treasurer will collect taxes and any penalties or interest due under the property tax code pursuant to NMSA 7-38-42. I stand for questions.
Thank you, Ms. Ray. Commissioners? Questions? Vice Chair?
Yeah. And I don't really know what they are, maybe a lot of things. So, what are we doing today? What are we voting on exactly? Approval of this increase?
You're accepting the rates that were set by DFA for
Okay.
that the property tax bills be based on. So that the certificate contains all of the mill rates that will be applied to the property tax bills. So you're acknowledging receipt of those that we received them. And then you're issuing your own administrative resolution saying that the treasurer and the assessor will use those rates in the next step of processes.
So, okay. So I think I understand. I think I remember when we voted on these things. So what's the reason for a special session then? If this is just approving what was already set by DFA, is there urgency around?
May I respond to that? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
So part of the reason for that is that we had an additional new tax through Ciudad, and it took us some time to work through understanding the implications of that and working with our assessor's office to make sure it could be properly placed, because everybody got started a little late and it was a brand new tax and they're a new organization learning how to be in this new role of a taxing entity. Because they hadn't been before.
Which organization? Oh, the
CUDAD.
CUDAD had to learn how to be in a taxing role.
Mhm.
So they are the ones.
Well, we were partnering with them to make sure that all of their data and information was properly conveyed. And so they worked very closely with the assessor's office to do that, and also through our county attorney.
And I believe I understand, just to make sure that I know what I'm talking about, the voters voted for this of
That's
the
correct.
CUDAD district.
That's
I
correct.
remember, okay. Thank you. I think that's it.
I'm also gonna have to ask for suspension of the rules because of our process now to introduce at one meeting and then approve at the next. So I need to suspend the rules in order to meet the time frame.
Commissioner Buck, any questions?
Nope.
So I just want to make sure that I'm following what you said or where I saw this. Yes, it says the county's mill rate 8.357 and last year's rate was 8.404. So the mill rate went down slightly, and that's basically just because of the increase in overall values. Is that sort of what leads to that?
Increase in values and the yield control. So we're not allowed to get excess dollars for if the property values increased.
Sure. It's only reflective of what's in our budget or what the need is.
Right, and our budget is another component of it, but
Okay. All right, so first, I'll make a motion for suspension of the rules to allow this to move from introduction to final approval. Do I have a second?
Second?
Second from the vice chair. Any discussion on the motion for suspension? None. All those in favor signal in the affirmative. Yes?
Yes.
All right, so that passes on a 3-0 vote for immediate action. And then do I have a motion for approval?
Move to approve.
Second. Second. So motion for Commissioner Frank Baca, second for myself. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor signal in the affirmative? Yes.
Yes.
And no. It passes on a 2-1 vote. All right. And with that, that is all of our official business for today. There's no other business. The meeting is adjourned.
Okay.